right, so let's go over breeding, setup, and bases. So this is my main base, and you can tell things are pretty busy here. Let's hop on over to the base where I get most of my cake materials. So we'll cover this first, and then I'll head over to my breeding base. So there's a couple of different ways to get materials. You can buy them or you can ranch them. I prefer to ranch them, and so I have a ranching base, and I have knocklims running around carrying things. So there I have wool, I have cows for milk, and I have chickens for eggs. I have bees for honey, and I have a couple other pals for different materials. These Kelpsy guys, they make pal fluids, and these guys make wool. And which other one did I have? Oh, that's pretty much it. For chickens, it's worth in my mind, it's worth upgrading some chickens. So you can see I have four-star chickens. I guess mostly four-star chickens. They produce a ton of eggs. I have at least one four-star cow, and I have at least one four-star bee, and some more chickens and some more cows. These are from a while ago. But anyways, as you need materials, I would say consider improving these. Some people like to buy everything. The honey from the bees you can't buy. The output when you rank them up is much higher. So what I do is my knocklims come and they put all of the food and stuff in here, and I just come grab these materials. Normally I'll have like 2,000 eggs, 2,000 milk, and a bunch of honey in there. I came into this yesterday, so it's a little low. But these guys will just do the work for me. So some people like to make money and buy some of those materials. I just like to do it like this because they're all conveniently at this feed box. Once I do that, I head over to my main base and I get my cakes started. I'll skip. Yeah, sure. Actually, I'll show you the cakes real quick. So at this base, I have materials that I grow. So here's where I do a bunch of my farming, and there's the wheat. I have wheat made right down here. As you can see, there's 2,000 wheat being made, and my cakes, I make those right here. So those are finished. Let's go ahead and grab those. And now I'm going to head over to a couple other bases. So I'm going to head over here first. So part one is, strategy for setting up cakes. You need to be able to generate plenty of cakes and set that up so it's slick and convenient. So I don't have to take long to get cake materials. And I like that I don't have to mess around buying them. Now I'm going to harvest a bunch of eggs. So what I usually do is I come up to one of these storage containers and I throw all of my stuff that I usually carry around. So my weapons and stuff like that, I need empty slots because I'm going to go grab a bunch of eggs. So I will empty everything right into this storage container, and then I'll have free slots. So then I'll be coming back here. I just wanted to show you that real quick. So I'll usually go there, and then I'll head over to my breeding base. Now this breeding base, as you can see, I have eggs all over the place, and I am just breeding a ton. So let's go ahead. I'll throw the cakes in here. What I'll do is I'll make sure I have plenty of cakes, and I'll use this one to store excess cakes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and I'm just going to start grabbing eggs. I'm going to grab the Bastigors. I know they're all the same kind. All right, so that's going to be some more cakes, but that's fine. I'll do that later. So what I'll do, I'll come and grab all 20 eggs, and usually I'll have some cakes on me. And if I'm I'm low on cakes, I'll just refill cakes. So they can only do 20 at a time. So make sure we get a nice good number in there. All right, so I'm going to skip over those Blazement varieties for now. Make sure this has cakes. Doesn't have any cakes. 25. Go ahead and pick these up. More knocklims. I'm doing one certain type right now. There's a reason for one type at a time. So I had to breed a whole bunch of Bastigors. Come on, you pick up the eggs. Oh, inventory full. Okay, so now I'm full on eggs. So full on eggs except for, my one cake slot. That's fine. How you doing on cakes? Plenty of cakes? All right. So here I have this set up very exactly. So here I have my male Bastigor and my paired female Bastigor, and the legend and these 3 other traits have the potential to produce a pal of exactly what I want. These Knocklums, I don't quite have the Knocklum I want yet. I'm trying to breed out unstable. Then I want to make some diamond body, burly body, swift legend Knocklums. I want to make a few of those, and I'm going to use those in fights later on. But basically, pair your pals up in ways that make sense. So I have the male in this slot, the female in the slot next to it, and then when I come over to my workplace, I assign them here. And so I assign this top pair right there. And if I get a better parent, so you can see my pals here are really good, right? So 97, 100, 100, 97, 97, 100. So I kept on breeding these and replacing the worst parents with better parents to breed better pals. If I was breeding more of these, as I got better Knocklums, let's say I get a better Knocklum female that has Swift Legend, I'll just replace it with better IVs. So what I'll do is I'll gather up eggs of a certain type, and let's go ahead and sort through those real quick. So we're going to head back to this base. Now this base specifically does nothing but breeding. This is 2 floors, and my pals cannot level up. All right, so what does it matter if your pals level up? So right now I'm just showing you that I have a 2nd floor here. I could add a 3rd floor. What does it matter if your pals level up? So let's take a look at the traits here real quick. So all right, so let's say I want to teach a pal Iceberg, right? So this is level 1, and let's say I want to teach it Iceberg, or let's say it's another move. Let's show you some of the Knocklums I have here. Okay, so Holy Burst. Okay, so I bred Holy Burst into Knocklum. I had a parent that had Holy Burst, and I kept on breeding until it had the traits that I wanted and the active skill. You can pass down 1 active skill that I know of, and they'll usually have their own generic active skill. So if you're trying to pass a move down to a pal that doesn't really have it, especially if you can't get the IV fruit yet, you want to have a low-level pal. So the less skills that they have, so this guy has a whole bunch of skills, it would be very hard for him to transfer down Holy Burst. But let's take one of these other ones. I must have another level 1 Knocklum in here somewhere. Okay, this one has Shadow Burst. Let's say I wanted to pass this one down. So he only has 2 skills. There's nothing else that he has. So he has a very higher chance of passing down Shadow Burst than he would if he had a whole bunch of skills. It'll randomly select one of the skills. Before I move, I'll show you the rest of my base here. Actually, let's go hatch these eggs real quick, and then we'll come back. So this is my 3 oil base, and I have built on top of it. And so I have these oils out here, but I don't want to have all this dead space. So I just built the base right on top of that. And so when I come here, I go right over to my 10 egg incubator, and I just start throwing everything in. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to hatch those guys, and then I'm going to hatch a bunch of these guys. And basically, I'm going to hatch all these at once so I can condense them as fast as possible. So you need a bunch of, it helps to have a bunch of spaces open in your PAL box. If you only have 10 slots, it gets really hard to do this fast. I trimmed down the PALs that I didn't have, and I put some in PAL cages to make some more room. So we'll show PAL cages to you in a second. All right, so now I have eggs that are coming out, right? So that's not ideal, so I need some more space. But let's go check this out real quick. All right, so I have, all of my Bastigors. Checking something else here real quick. Good. Okay, and now I have a Bastigor somewhere that I've been leveling up. Let's see where he is. None of these. Did I max out I guess I must have maxed out my last one. Checking real quick. Okay, well, let's level up this guy. All right, so now what I'm looking for here, so all my Vastigors that I have for the most part have really good IVs, or they have a trait or something. So, 97, 98. So what I do when I'm going through this is I look at the traits. If they don't have the traits I want, I move on. And basically, I look at the traits. If they have the traits I want, I stop. And then I look up at the IVs. So this one has 97, 100, 100. So he would be a pretty good parent. So I bred him. So I'll go see if I have some others like him. But basically, I'm going to go through, and for the most part, actually, I'm just looking up at the upper right now. If they don't have 200 IVs, I'm not really interested in them. So this one, 200s, but wrong traits. Okay, moving on. Only 100, but my parents are so good now, it doesn't matter. Okay, this one might be good for breeding. Get rid of this one, this one. So you do this enough, and basically, you get to the point where you're only looking for, very high IVs. So, right, this guy 98, 98, 100. Actually, I haven't bred yet. I'm going to switch it over to him. So yeah, we're going to breed him. He's almost perfect. All right, so we'll start this process over. I'll go a little faster this time. And so yeah, sorting through pals and getting good IVs does take a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. I'll get rid of him. I have enough. Actually, I'll go ahead and keep this one. I debate keeping some of these 97, 197s because I have for the most part enough. I can get rid of them later easily enough. Motivational leader, wrong trait. He's going. Wrong trait. He's going. And that's it. Okay. That's him. Now it looks like I had a few more pals, so I didn't have enough space in my pal box. Let's go ahead and pick those guys up real quick. And we're going to go condense them. So yeah, you have to do a lot of condensing for this, so you want to be very systematic and very fast. Breeding is not exciting, so you want to get this done as fast as possible. So the methods I'm here, hopefully there's something that you can take from this that helps you go a little faster. All right, so I've bred through all those guys. Okay, now I have a couple of parents. He might be a good parent, or she might be a good parent. I think I needed one of her. And he might be a good parent, right? So what I do is I don't just leave them in there. So I'll show you the third floor now of my breeding base. Oh, and if I haven't made it clear before, the reason I have a separate breeding base is because when pals do work, when they break a rock, when you hatch an egg, when you do other things, you can level your pals up. So you want to have them low level for minimal traits for breeding, because then you can pass down their skills more easily. All right, so now I'm headed back here. All right, and now I'm gonna go get some more eggs. And I forget what that is. Is that a frost stallion? I forget what I'm making there. I'll find out soon enough. All right, so not enough cake. Is that enough cake? Enough cake. You need one more. Take some of these. And they literally just ran out of cake. All right, so I'll need to go get some more cakes. That's not a big deal. All right, so now I'm loaded up. Now those parents that I had bred, I'm gonna go up to my third floor here. And I designed this, whoop, wow, that was interesting. I designed this specifically so I could get to my multiple floors easily. So here's my third floor, here's my second floor, here's my first floor. If I'm overweight, so if I have too much weight, I can still move. You can use the grappling shot to move pretty easily. And you get back down. So I designed this so I can fall right to the floor that I need. All right, so what I have here is I have a few pal cages. This is the top. I have a pal cage of Bastigors, I have a pal cage of Nocklums, I have a pal cage of Jormuntide, and Jormuntide Ignis, right? So I have 4 pal cages just to help me sort this out. So they're not all in my main pal box. So let's take a look here. All right, so I had 2 of them that I was interested, right? Legendary female, 100, 197. All right, so let's go over to, I have males on the left, females on the right, and I do not have a female with legend that is this good. So everything with 1 trait is over on the right here. For my females, everything with 2 traits is right here in this column. Then for the males, I have it flipped. So all my 1 trait males are here, all my 2 trait males are here, and all my 3 trait males are here. All my 3 trait females will be here. Apparently I'm out. I think Vastigore is more likely to breed male than female. And let's see, now let's check this one, Vampiric Serenity. All right, so is this worth keeping or not? Vampiric Serenity, yes. He is a little bit better than that one by 1. So we'll put him there. Now, what I'll do is when I get a good pal worth breeding is every now and then I'll come back and say, all right, this Vampiric Serenity, does he have a good female match? So I need Legend and, what was it? Legend and Demon God. So, you know, my breeding's getting so high now, I basically need 200 traits, otherwise I don't make any better pals. So I need a Legend Demon God with 200s on it. Do I have that? I do not. So I have a little bit of better parent, but I don't have a mate for it yet. So what I'll do is I'll go through each one of these and I'll say, all right, do I have a better pal for this? And then I'll throw it in here and then I consider whether or not it breeds. And same things. Here's all my Knocklims, right? So if I'm breeding Knocklims, I'll come up to here and I'll have my male Knocklims here with 1 trait, my male Knocklims here with 2 traits, and then I'll have my female Knocklims with 1 trait, my female Knocklims with 2 traits, my female Knocklims. These should actually be 1 column over. I was breeding a few additional traits here, Burly Body and Swift. These are the best I have for this combination right now, but they'll start getting better quick. Oh, this one should be over here. I was sorting these a little different because I have more traits. But yeah, so I don't keep everything in my pal box. I do keep a couple of things in pal cages where I'm doing a lot of breeding for that type. And that is pretty much it. So I just run back and forth between, getting 48 eggs here and then hatching that and breeding base. And I do that again and again until I'm exhausted. And then I'll head back and get cakes. I try to do things in mass, so I might make 400, 500 cakes at a time. And then I'll put all the cakes in these boxes at one time. And I'll spend, maybe 20 minutes or so doing this egg hatching. It's a lot of grinding, but that's about the best way I figured out how to do it. All right, so I hope this video is helpful to you, and let me know if you have any comments. I did consider making a 3rd floor of just, breeding farms, but honestly, this is kind of enough to keep me busy, right? So there I have 12 breeding farms. I could add another floor of 18 of those and move these cages up 1 floor, but it's just a lot, right? It's a lot of cakes. And so I can breed a couple of rank 4 pals a day, and that's not too big of a deal. It takes a while to do all the grinding and the breeding, but you can get it done. All right, so thank you very much.